Mosaic, a daily news program from Link TV, presents a selection of news reports from independent and state-controlled broadcasters from throughout the Middle East.
Welcome. The United States Assistant Secretary of State, William Burns, arrived in Tripoli in the first visit by a senior administration official to Libya in 3 decades. The United States Secretary held a meeting with the Libyan Foreign Minister, Abdulrahman Slagam, and a number of Libyan officials. Washington and Tripoli had severed diplomatic relations in 1981. However, recently Washington has carried out a series of negotiations to renew relations with Tripoli, since Libya declared its weapons of mass destruction programs and announced its intention to end it. The body of Abu Abbas al-Tarifi, the leader of the Palestinian Liberation Front, was buried in Syria after Israel refused to allow him to be buried on Palestinian lands. The United States forces in Iraq imprisoned Abu Abbas for more than a year in Iraq, accusing him of being behind the Achille Lauro ship bombing. The United States forces announced that he died of heart problems in one of its detention centers in Iraq. A naval general in Russia, Vladimir Kurodov, announced today that the nuclear warship Peter the Great, which often is stationed near Romansk, may explode at any moment because it is in poor condition. The Navy general did not clarify the location of the ship, which belongs to the Northern Fleet. General Kurodov's comments surprised senior Russian and American officials because the ship belongs to a more recent generation of the Russian Navy war fleet. According to a local TV station, Kurodov said, as a precautionary measure, all missiles capable of carrying nuclear warheads were taken off the ship. A Spanish judge charged 3 Moroccans and 1 Spaniard for the involvement in the Madrid bombings. Meanwhile, 5 people were freed with no conditions. No evidence was found against them. After a hearing that lasted 7 hours, the judge decided to detain the Spaniard and 3 Moroccans. They are Abdulrahim Zabakh, Abdul Wahid Barak, and Muhammad al-Hadi Shadadi. Meanwhile, Farid Wald Ali was freed. France strengthened security measures at the Euro Disney Park near Paris after it obtained information threatening a terrorist attack within 2 days. The park is visited by millions of tourists daily. Meanwhile, France also strengthened measures at important sites such as airports, train stations, museums, religious sites, and cinema theaters after receiving information threatening terrorist attacks similar to the Madrid bombing. A Swedish court sentenced to life the killer of their Swedish foreign minister, Anna Lindh. The court said it made the decision after it realized that the killer did not just want to hurt Lindh, but to kill her, after looking at the way she was killed, the number of wounds, and the extent of the wounds she sustained. The court also stated that the killer did not have any mental illness at the time of the crime. The defendant's lawyer refused to discuss the possibility of submitting an appeal, saying that he had not talked to his client about this matter. The opposition candidate in the Taiwanese elections, Lin Shan, called for a recount of the votes after the presidential elections that took place last week. This comes after the Taiwanese president, Chan Choi-bian, expressed that he supported these measures. During a meeting with government officials, the Taiwanese president called for a balanced election law that allows for a new and fast recount of the votes. During this meeting, the opposition held a protest in front of the court.
Israeli Defense Minister Shaul Mufaz declared the Hamas movement as a strategic enemy of Israel, announcing that his forces will continue to eliminate what he describes as terrorists. A day after the assassination of the founder of the Hamas movement, Sheikh Ahmed Yassin,